So here we go. I got this show. It's called What Are People Doing? Where I kind of ask you what you might have going on at the moment. You know, I'm gonna get in your business a little bit. I don't need your social security number or nothing, but I'm gonna just see what you got going on. You know, where you from, things like that. How did you wake up this morning? You know, how did that go into the day? You know what I'm saying? How did work go? You know, I caught you when you're getting off of work.
Yeah.
So you know, things like that, man. You out here looking good, man. I just wanted to stop you, man. We in downtown Atlanta, Midtown, at the what's this building? If you want to divulge.
One Atlantic.
Atlantic building?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up, man. So, what's your name, man?
My name's Chris Chestnut.
Chris Chestnut?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up, Chris Chestnut. So, what do you do, man? What you got going on?
So, man, I'm basically in consultant / private equity, but specifically mortuaries. So, I do mortuaries.
So, I'm sorry, say that one more time?
Like mortuaries. So, I do mortuaries, like funeral homes.
Yeah.
Like buy those.
Okay.
Funeral homes, etc.
That's what's-
Funeral homes.
Okay, so is that your own firm, or do you have like your own office? Like,
So it's a mix, right? So my family has been in the mortuary business since 1914, right? So my great-grandfather, grandfather, father, brother, they were all morticians. I'm a lawyer by training, who kind of de facto came back into the business, so now we're just trying to expand it. So I do a lot of consulting here, there,
yeah.
and then also work with the family business.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you say y'all were, expanding. Where did it expand it from? Where is it originally from?
Well, that business is there in Gainesville, Florida. So that's north central Florida.
Right.
I'm more like involved in basically like investing in this is separate, right? So I consult with funeral homes and then invest in funeral homes,
Right.
rolling them up, almost like private equity.
Right. Okay. That's what's up, man. So through the day-to-day, what does that tie into? Does that tie into like managing the spots that you already like invested in places?
Yeah, so it varies, right? So to the extent I'm involved with the family business or any business, it's people management, right? It's making sure that we're setting benchmarks, policies, procedures, make sure that people are following them. It's looking at researching real estate opportunities, growth trends, right?
Right.
See what's going on, and then also we spend a lot of time doing HR, human resources, right? Because you have to have the right person. It's not just a business; it's more of a ministry, right? Mortuaries, it's you have to be compassionate.
Yes.
Just be straight business, and so it's difficult to find the right people to work on the team.
Right. So most of the time, you say it goes into managing the right people.
Yeah.
Managing and finding the right people, because I'm pretty sure you're dealing with people's passed on loved ones and trying to find proper burials and things like that. So man, that brings me to a question, it just pops in my mind. I kind of flow with this. Did you ever have any situation where you got someone involved and they kind of weren't a good fit? Do you have like a bad story about how someone was, doing something foul, or, just wasn't really the right touch? Is it kind of like over the top, or is just,
It's definitely not for everybody, and so we definitely had some people who it just wasn't quite their thing. And there are different sides of it, right? And so in the mortuary business, you kind of have people who specialize in what they call embalming. That's preservation of the body and the makeup and the dressing and that's very detail oriented. It's more science based, right?
Right.
And there's the other half of the operation, and that's more people based.
Right.
Where you got to be able to hear and listen and be patient, be compassionate. And so
you're dealing with families.
And then you're dealing with families who are going through grief, and everybody grieves differently, right? And so somebody might click on you, be a little short, but it's not personal. It's just everybody grieves differently. Yeah. And so sometimes one personality checks one box but doesn't fit the other. So some people involved in the industry like working behind the scenes, right, with the dead folks. Some people like working with the living folks. Right. And then sometimes you find somebody who can do both.
Okay, so y'all basically find the people that you try to find someone that can manage the whole thing.
Yeah. And and someone who fits into the culture, right? Because it's kind of like rap, right? So Northeast is a little different from down south.
Yeah.
And so, what might work in Miami might not necessarily work in Jacksonville or Atlanta.
Right.
What might pop in Charleston is not going to be acceptable in Dallas.
So your reach is through different cities.
Correct. We're building business models in silos and just studying how this works.
Wow, that's what's up, man. So, and I kind of can understand that of like, somebody might be a little bit like nonchalant. They might a nonchalant characteristic.
Yeah.
You probably wouldn't want that handling with the living, with the people that are trying to plan.
They got to be people person, a people person, and you got to be attention to detail, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they got to be able to talk about not just flowers, but like the difference between purple and pastel, which I don't fully understand, right?
Right.
Are different paperweights, types of paper, linen versus regular paper for a funeral program. So it's detail orientation.
Right.
I would call it almost like event planning. It's like planning a wedding, but the opposite.
Right.
Emotionally.
And
the other folks work on the body, but that's detail oriented too. Like you can't put somebody out with a wrinkled shirt on, right? Or the tie's got to match the suit. That needs to coordinate with the casket. They need to be laid right. Crease.
Yeah. So you need someone with a vision that's kind of creative as well, too.
Artists do very well in the what we call the prep room, but with the bodies, because you got to get the makeup right. Not too much, but just enough, right? So, yeah. And
that falls back on you because you're, like, I guess you could say, what do we call it? A silent investor, a part owner? What you would say you do?
Yeah, the quieter the better. Right.
Yeah.
I understand. I like to stay out their way, bro. Stay out their way.
Right. It's like, look, I pick you for the position. I believe you can lead. So give me a story or a time where, how does it go when you don't, that person is not, a good fit? Do you like, is the numbers not looking right? Because I'm pretty sure you're in here looking at the numbers. You're looking over and maintaining your investment because you invested in numbers.
Yeah. And it's also more family reaction, right? So we drive a lot off of feedback from the family, like the person isn't getting along, or sometimes if the lift is too heavy for a family, if they feel like they're doing too much or having to ask too many questions, or they feel like we're not assisting them through the process, and that person may not be a fit. So we got to figure out, all right, how can we put them in a situation to win? Right. But also equally, right, on the hiring side, we got to make sure we get the right personality that wants to win. Yeah. So not everybody wants to win. Not everybody wants to serve the family. Not everybody cares enough. Right. So it's just ferreting that out. So
your company, your company isn't in the funeral home name. Your company is y'all have your own silent investor name that y'all go by.
Right. That's a separate entity.
Okay. And you said it's been in your family since 1914?
So we've had a funeral home since 1914 in Gainesville. So
in Gainesville.
Same location. My great-grandfather started with someone, and then it just kept passing down. So So literally, it was like Charles the First, Second, Third, and Fourth. My brother's the fourth. He had a son, it's the fifth, so he may be a mortician too. Right. I just can't. I've taken a little different approach. I practiced law for a while. A lot of wrongful death cases, things of that nature. So. So now I've always been kind of involved in the industry, but not directly.
Okay. So I'm pretty sure. Okay, so let's get back to that. So coming up, where you from?
I'm originally from Gainesville, Florida, man.
Okay, Gainesville. Yeah. So how was that coming up? Where you came up around?
I came up I grew up in the funeral home. I mean, we didn't live there, but yeah, I mean, my summers were spent working there. I worked after school. I worked there every Saturday. I washed cars growing up. So it taught me a work ethic. You know, I guess some people say it's weird. It's like 6 feet under, but better. Right. I mean, it's drama, all kind of stuff. Man.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Interesting growing up in a funeral home. But you learn a lot, man. Meet a lot of people, learn a lot of different personalities. It's really a blessing. It really helped me a lot in the legal career, right? Because every Saturday I'm watching a different order, different styles, how people react to that, right? So I'm watching all these preachers, and so you learn from that. Some of this in part. Right. I'm very grateful to have grown up in a funeral home.
That's good, man. So kind of take me through that. I want to go back to your first introduction, or you can remember as a child going into it. What was the first thing you kind of had to do? we gonna get in your business a little bit. My man. We want to see what's going on.
My first memory of the funeral home, man, as a little kid was, I just remember seeing a casket and being like, yeah, that's not my ministry. That ain't for me.
Right. So you kind of tried to overcome. It was in the family. You tried to stay away from it a little bit.
I was just, at that time, I was probably like 3. I was scared of the caskets. But then I overcame that scared of people. I overcame that fear. But what really happened was,
how old were you when you?
Like, funerals with my dad, like 4 years old, and I'm just in the passenger seat. Right. And so literally that's what I would do and then I just fell in love with it. So, instead of playing like Pop Warner football, I kind of got the memo early on. I probably wasn't gonna make the NFL, so I just started going back on funerals, working, learning. Right. It was a great time, spending time with my dad, spending time with my brother. Yeah. So it was
do you remember the age where you first got involved? Like this is your first duty?
Yeah, so initially my duty was just like literally taking the pamphlets you get, the funeral programs, and handing them out. So I was just a little dude in a real light suit, man.
Okay.
And I thought it was like my mom, you know, linked me up with my dad. I think I was just kind of bad as a little kid. So my mom was like, I had him all week, he on you today. So,
okay, that's
so
what's
mom
up.
Was like, I'm going to the hairdresser.
Right.
I ain't dealing with little Chris today.
Right.
But that's what I remember doing. Is
Right.
That,
so was there ever a time did you get involved with anything dealing with the body?
Yeah. So then when I got old enough to drive, I'd go on calls, make removals, right? We go to someone's house.
Coroner?
Body, coroner,
Oh,
hospital.
okay.
Washing cars. My dad was big on you learn the whole business. So then there's a cemetery side to this, right? You go digging and you go on the truck. So
you did all of that.
Yeah, I came one day in the suit. He's like, "Where you going?" "Nah, bro, you on the truck." Like, go.
Yeah.
Nah, you gonna work.
So that's good. You kind of been through every part of what you're investing in, so you know what to look for and what to.
And if you're in the tight, you can do it.
Right.
I can just take off the coat. Let's go.
Man,
Set it up.
That's amazing, man. You're an important person because I say that. That's why I do this, because it's interesting to get into I like to get introspective and get into the pockets of the mind.
Yeah.
You need those sound people when you're dealing with that grief. You know what I'm saying? You need those sound people that can kind of stay headstrong, and it kind of built you. You kind of was built like that because you saw caskets and everything when you was 4 years old. So it kind of built you up to kind of have that sound mind. Take me a little bit of what was like I won't say the worst thing, but do you have a memory where it was kind of chaotic doing a coroner pickup, because you had to go pick up after the body was declared deceased? Like, do you have any, or if you don't want to divulge, I understand, because it is, you know, touchy or whatever, but coming from your perspective, not from the family's perspective, but your perspective, like they didn't want you to take the body, they probably was trying to fight you. Was there anything like that?
Yeah, we've had, man, honestly, the most gruesome experience I've had with death was through the lawyering piece and just dealing with gunshot victims, like First 48.
Right.
That's raw, because usually by the time the funeral home gets involved, the person's already been, like, funeral home usually isn't going to the scene of the accident or to the coroner goes or to the shooting place. But
that's why I was asking, did you do the coroner work?
Oh, I see what you're saying. I've been to the coroner a lot of times, but in terms of actually going to a scene of a car accident, normally wouldn't. Now, when I was doing law, I was. It was a lot more gruesome on that side. But
right.
How long did you? The best thing I got from it was from growing up in the funeral home business, man, was you learn very early on, one, that everybody has a story.
Yeah.
And it was just instilled from me, like, the ground up, like, you respect everybody.
Yeah.
Like, whether they're on the corner, right? Like, well, everybody be on the corner. So whether they're on the corner in the suit, maybe it's not their best day, maybe they're not in the suit, you know what I mean? But everybody deserves respect and dignity.
When they send off.
So exactly. And so you learn by giving people respect and dignity in their last hour on their send off, it bleeds over into how you treat people day to day. Right. Just everybody is worthy of a hello, how you doing, good morning.
Yeah. So I'm guessing you say you went to law school, you're a lawyer. So I'm guessing coming up and then you going to high school, take me through the time period of coming out of high school and then going to college and in law school. Take me through that time period. Was it a decision for you to kind of, you were thinking, man, I've been through the funeral home and around the funeral home coming up all my life. Did you want to just take a break, or were in your mind you just wanted to take a different career path from what your family was building? Because it was in your family, that's your family business. You know what I'm saying? So take me through that mindset of kind of like coming out of high school, going into adulthood, and kind of choosing what you were going to do, kind of leaving the family business.
That's a good question, man. You know, so I never like really tried to necessarily run away from it.
Right.
Even in college, if we were busy, I was 2.5 hour drive, right? So I'd come back to work, you know, sometimes. I always believed in working. So if I was just kicking it on a Saturday at college, I'd rather just go work.
Right.
So yeah, coming out of college, and then it was just more an issue of like exploring the world, right? Let me see what's out here. Let me see how things really work, where things are going.
Right.
From just like an economic perspective. So so I went away, and then you kind of come back.
Right. Okay, so it's not like you all the way was doing away with it. You were just like, I'm going on an adventure. I'm gonna, do my thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think to really succeed in a business, in any business, right, you have to be able, you can't just work in your own family business.
Right.
Because that's a monolithic way of thinking. So I knew I got a job at McDonald's, right? Like, let me see. Which then I learned what they call like Six Sigma. I learned how to set up process and procedures.
Right.
And so I just go get jobs other places to learn. I go work at the library at school.
Experience.
Like, you paying me to study. So
experience.
Different experiences,
Yeah, that's what's up. So how was I'm gonna take a break from that. Are you single, married? Have you ever been married? You have kids?
Nah, man. Single, not married. Never been married.
Yeah, that's what's up. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
45.
45. Yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up. We got some life experience here today, people. So take me through the college. Where did you go to college, man? Take me to college real quick.
Yeah.
Touch on college real quick. And did you know what I'm saying? I know you were swab there. I see you smiling. He like, man, the memories flooding back in. Take me through the college.
I went to college in Tallahassee, Florida. So I was enrolled at Florida State. But a lot of my friends were at FAM, man. Like literally, I would go to class at Florida State, come back to the set at FAM, hang out at the set, and then go to class, come back. But Tallahassee was a great place, especially at that time. It was what I called a Humphreys era at FAMU.
Yeah.
So man, Dr. Humphreys was a brilliant mind, bro. He recruited academically like SEC coaches recruit football players, and so you just had brilliant black people from all over the country, man. There, and so it was a great time to be in Tallahassee. Yeah, were you on a football? Did you do sports? Were you on a football scholarship, or how did you get in? Like, or did you pay for a college? No, I didn't, man. So I actually got scholarships. So academic scholarship. Scholarship. That's what's up. And I just went through the scholarship book and applied for this scholarship, that scholarship. Yeah. And then got some like work studies. So I actually kind of got paid to go to college. Yeah. I work in the library, so then I'm studying while I'm working. So it worked out. You had that GPA. That's what's up. And so FAM is the HBCU, right? FAM was the HBCU. So you hung out at FAM more than Florida State? Like, I was in like SGA at Florida State. I was in a frat. I played Q at Florida State, but I spent a lot of time at FAM. There were probably a lot of people in Tallahassee at the time that thought I went to FAM. I was over there so much. That is a college town, just like Gainesville. Yeah, it is. Gainesville don't have an HBCU, so Tallahassee is a lot better. To me, a much more culturally enriching experience. Okay. Yeah. I'm looking for some mess, man. You too dressed up. You looking too good, man. I need a little mess. I need a little mess. Did you get caught up? Confirm or deny, bro. Okay, let me ask my question. Let me get it off. Let me see, because you know what I'm saying. The girls at college. Did you get caught up a little bit? Did you have one in the dorm room and then one of them bust in on you? Like, give me some. Did you have something going on at college at one point? Can you give me one, if you had any? Man, nah, I can't confirm or deny that. But there were a lot of beautiful women. A lot of beautiful women. You had a time. You good, man. Okay, that's what's up. You had a time. It was college. You know, you did the college life and that was good. And you didn't let it, deter you from what you had going on. You stayed the course. It was another next level. Next level. That's what's up. That's what's up. You can't ball all the way out. You know what I mean? That's what's up. And so, what was the decision going? Because after college had to go law school, right? Yeah. How many years you did at law school? 3. 3 years. What was the decision going in to? What did you study at law school? Again, what kind of lawyer you became? Funny you ask, man. So I went to law school to study tax law. So I went to the University of Florida. They had one of the top tax programs. Okay. But just before going to law school, I was in Tallahassee. Yeah. I think I was going to class, and I saw this 737 flower. I'm like, damn, that's Willie Gary. Yeah. So man, I skipped class, go home, put a suit on, put my resume in a pack, and I went to the Clearport, to the airport. Right. And I snuck on this jet. Yeah. Basically, I sold myself in 30 seconds. I'm like, I'm either gonna get a job or go to jail, but roll the dice. That's an adventure, man. That's a leap of faith right there. You snuck through the airport. Yeah, this was before 9/11, so it was a little more lenient. It was a lot, and it was a private airport. So yeah, they put me on a golf cart. I was just like, I have some extreme. I mean, I was in a suit, so I looked like I worked at a law firm. I got some extremely important documents for Mr. Gary. Go somewhere and act like you belong. You hear that, audience? Like you belong, right? And I just need to get there. So they took me out on the golf cart, took me to this jet, and I just sat there. And when he came on, I just had to talk quick. Yeah. So then I just asked him, look, I'll pay my own way. Can I just come shadow you? And I started shadowing him. And so that's when he was a plaintiff lawyer, personal injury, wrongful death. He did a lot of discrimination cases like Jesse Jackson, etc. And so that's how I got into the plaintiff side of. Okay, hold on, pause. So you started
airplane. You went to the airport.
Yeah.
Did you know you were going to the airport to meet up with a lawyer?
Yeah. I knew.
Oh,
I had seen,
okay.
I had seen like brochures. He was a very famous black
Oh,
lawyer named Willie
okay.
Gary from South Florida. So I knew a lot about him. I read about him, but I saw the jet because I seen a brochure of the jet. I mean, it's a 737. He tricked it out.
So he was on there. He was on the airplane doing what? What was he doing?
He had a case in Tallahassee, and so he basically left the jet, went to court, came back to the jet.
Yeah, because he gotta look at the jet, kind of map things out. Like,
oh no, bro, he wasn't flying. He had 2 full-time pilots. Like,
no, I meant like, kind of explain to the audience of like the mindset. What was he doing? He was trying to. Why was he on the jet in the first place?
So
investigation,
that's how he traveled.
Right?
I mean,
okay.
The jet was like his car.
Oh, okay,
so he'd be
okay.
in Atlanta today, and he was trying cases all over the country. Right?
Oh,
so
okay.
Once I started working for him, we might start out in Stewart in the morning. We fly to Boston.
Yeah.
Do a mediation. Leave Boston, come to Atlanta. Do something. Leave Atlanta, go back to Florida.
So
the next day go to Detroit. So he's just flying. So it's like Delta, but it's his own 737.
Right.
So
you knew he would be there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I knew he was. I mean, yeah.
That's
it's his plane, so I figured that.
Okay.
I didn't know for sure, but it was
like,
a gamble.
We're gonna take a leap of faith.
Yeah.
You're a brave guy, man. You taking leaps of faith, man. So take me back to that time. What kind of turned you away from the tax into the wrongful death? Do you looking back on it, do you think it had any ties to coming up in the funeral home?
Yeah.
And talk about that a little bit. Like, did you hear some things, you might have heard some things or seen some things that, people thought somebody died wrongfully, or was there any ties like that?
I would say impact.
Impact.
Right? So I saw, because I wanted to go into tax to be able to advocate for people who I felt like were getting wronged by IRS, etc. Please don't come after me. I don't have no beef with y'all though.
Right.
But so I was doing tax for the IRS piece, right, and trying to learn the code. But that's like very code focused. You just in the books all the time.
Yeah.
When I started shadowing Mr. Gary, I was like, wow, man. I mean, he was moving all the way around. So he was, he sued his company, get justice, flip that money into something else. But he had the liquidity and the versatility to be able to make changes in the community.
Sound decisions.
And it was more like he had a bigger impact.
Yeah.
Which is basically what he told me. He's like, if you want to do that, I'll hook you up. But you can have more influence and impact doing this.
Right.
And
he was talking about the taxes.
Yeah. Instead of doing tax, look at this PI or plaintiff. It was just not personal injury. Because he would team up with like Jesse Jackson, et cetera, et cetera. And they go, big discrimination cases against corporations. Wouldn't give opportunities. So boom, he was shaking it up.
It touches people a little more.
Yeah. And
exactly.
You can make a huge difference in someone's life. Like change outcomes of family lines.
Yeah, how their life gonna turn out.
Yeah.
So that's what's up, man.
It was cool.
That's what's up. That's what's up to have the mindset to kind of look at things like that and know, okay, this will be a good action to take because it's bigger than me. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
So and
it made, law school was kind of tough, man, just because it was very alienating, right? It was just kind of on your own. Versus like business school where they encourage you to work together. Law school is kind of like, hey, every man for himself. So after shadowing him, working with him a little bit and seeing how you could impact the community, it made school a little bit easier for me because now I'm like, okay, now I understand. Now I have a purpose.
Now you have your purpose. Like, right, I like looking for that P word, purpose.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. So how long did you do that with the law school? I mean, with being a lawyer of wrongful death. How long did you do that?
So I left. I worked with him. Then I got barred, graduated barred, and then so I did that for like 11, almost 12 years.
Wow.
So you kind of in at the top because of I was actually able to double back. So I went out on my own, opened on firm.
Yeah.
Do that, multiple cities, etc. And then I almost was able to like double back because Mr. Gary was my mentor. So we ended up doing a tobacco case together.
Yeah.
And got the largest verdict for a wrongful death case in Florida history. Right, and so it was just
surrounding tobacco.
Yeah, we suing tobacco companies.
Oh, okay.
So you asked about lessons, right? So the biggest lesson I learned from that, working with him at that level, like as an adult, was just don't quit.
Right.
Right, because I remember us being in trial, and it was like 30 of them, 4 of us. And I thought we were getting drugged, man. I'm like, man, I'm about to lose all this. You have to invest money, right? So I'm investing like $100,000 a week in this case.
Wow.
Trying to push on. like, man, I'm about to lose all this bread, man.
Right. Was that your biggest and most tense case?
It was a lot, because literally we was suing
What was
tobacco,
that? Was that
okay? I probably wanted to get a black and mild or something, man. Like,
right.
Man,
what you was like, I'm suing tobacco, but it's making me want to pick
black. Bro, it's stressful, man.
Making me want to pick up a black one. So, in short words, because I don't want to, draw it out. Can you in short words, what was that case about? What happened?
So it was like a class action in Florida. There were a number of people who died because of cigarette smoke. So for instance, lung cancer. It's really only two ways to get lung cancer.
Yeah.
Cigarettes or asbestos.
Yeah.
Which means a company caused it, because a company made asbestos and a company made cigarettes.
Right.
So the short of it was, like, it's not necessarily the tobacco that was killing people. It was the additives they put in there. They put all battery acid, rat poison, all these additives they put in a cigarette to keep you smoking.
Right.
That's why you get 20 cigarettes, but you get one cigar in a pack, right?
Right.
So that's how that.
So did y'all win that case?
Yeah.
So how was y'all able to prove that they were adding those stuff into those?
Man, it was
in a short way.
In a short way. Hey, man, I was.
Is there any way to put it in a short way, or no? You can't put that in a short way.
It was a lot.
Okay.
But what I can say is what.
Y'all was able to prove it was some wrongful things going on, but go ahead.
Bad. And they lied. Like, they knew they were giving cigarettes to preachers and kids and to get you addicted as kids. So their target audience was kids. And then they like, we get a kid addicted, they
that
can smoke for life.
That must have was a short town, a small town. And what was that?
Bro, this was a national campaign. Like, it was deep. It was deep.
What year was this?
This was 2014, 2016.
I think, is that when they started changing the cigarettes and stuff like that?
Yeah, they started putting warnings on them.
Yeah, people were saying, oh, it's Newports out here. So now it's better Newports, I guess. It's still tobacco, but...
It's still tobacco. Like, even menthol, man. I'll tell you something
about
menthol. So
this is an important person we got in right here, y'all.
We found evidence where they were talking about the menthol was for Negroes to cover up their odor. Like, this is stuff they're saying in the corporate meetings for us.
Right.
So it was just but they were just lying to people the whole time. They were they were paying doctors to say in the 50s and 60s that cigarettes weren't bad, even though they knew it was killing people.
Right.
So, but I started that to say the takeaway from it was, man, every day I'm feeling like we losing.
Right.
Every morning, man, Mr. Gary get back up. Hey, bro, we back at him. Like, he just never lost hope. He's just like, you got to pound this every day.
Right.
You're not going to win every battle. It's in the war. And then, boom, we came back with a verdict. I was like, man.
Y'all won.
We won.
Wow.
It also was a testament to, I wish I could see more of this, too, is like old school, new school, meaning in our culture, working together, the mentorship.
Right.
Because I was learning from him, and he was learning from me at the same time.
Right. Y'all were both teaching each other from kind of like a younger perspective and kind of like from an older perspective. Like, look, this is what I can, you know what I'm saying? Still listen to you.
Right? Like,
and then you're like, listen, the game's changing. This is what I see. And he's like, okay, I can put what I know.
Correct.
To what you're seeing.
Correct.
Okay.
And I really think that's how we caught it. Like, that's how we.
Hey, this is one of my best. This is one of the best guests we have on the show right here. Listen, that was important right there. So that service that you're doing, can you kind of take me back and say that you kind of got that from just being around, coming up in the family? Because I like to talk about the formative years. Your formative years are ages from when you're born until you're 10, and it's kind of programmed the person that you are. Would you say being around your family is what kind of always put you in that service mode? Like, it wasn't nothing for you to, if you see something, you're gonna help.
Yeah. And the other thing to the funeral home was it wasn't just a family, it was the other people who would come work, like the guys that would come work from around the community. Right. So I'm watching guys at 75 years old, 35 years old, 25, and so there's such our base of people who work funerals was so broad. So I could learn, like, from a grandfather to little homeboy, he doing this around. I'm like, I want to be like that. But then you see the repercussions, you're like, oh, that might not be the best movement. So I learned a lot of life lessons watching other people.
And how to communicate with the different age groups and things like that.
And that you can learn from older people. Like, I swear some of the best lessons I got in life from people who I would see them looking at the newspaper, but to this day, I'm not sure they were reading it. You know what I'm saying? Like, some old school guys who might not be able to read, but had tons of wisdom.
Right.
So I've always said I paid for 2 degrees, but the best degree I got was from listening to some older guys impart wisdom.
Okay. Three more questions for you, man. So when you so after you did a lawyer, after you were a lawyer, did you come back into? Did that make you come back? Did you get into the investor that you are now? after the lawyer, wrongful death lawyer.
Yeah.
So take me through that. What was it like? What was the mind state like? Why did you stop being a lawyer? And take me through the mindset of going back into the funeral business, things like that. And did you?
That's a long story.
Okay.
That's a long story. It's like that's a whole nother interview, but I I'll tell you.
Short.
Well, I would say like the short. I went back home. My dad was sick, dying, and then my brother got sick. So I went back home to help my dad.
Right.
And then I would just be commuting back and forth from Atlanta to here,
right.
Florida. But then just studying business overall, the future is in scaling, right?
Yeah.
You can have like a mom and pop, but it's a scalable. How you gonna eat long term, right? The next level, right?
Yeah.
So, a big takeaway for me from law was not only being able to have impact on what people write, but I learned a lot of businesses. So I learned tobacco, suing tobacco. I learned trucking, suing trucking companies.
Right.
So you learn different business, learn nursing homes, right?
I see where you're going.
How these people scale, I'm like, all right, this is how they build actual. They started with one, but this is how they got to 30.
You basically saying scaling wealth. Right. Scaling is growth. For people don't know that what scaling is.
Grow or die.
Yeah.
That's what. So I quit with a guy named John Morgan one time, right?
Yeah.
He was like, look, you grow or die, man.
Exactly.
He always say, don't be greedy, man. Just take slices. Take slices of a bigger pizza.
Right.
You always eat.
So I kind of see where your mindset is. You went back home, saw how things was, and then you was like, okay, time for me to, take the reins into a new direction. Was that kind of it? Because before that, were y'all invested? Was your family investing in?
Nah, we had, my great-grandfather had at one point about 7 of them, right? In that immediate area. And
right.
We, condensed down time. And so then I started studying the business model, the history of it, right?
Right.
But what I'm seeing is like a lot of, so look, the mortuary industry is probably one of the most segregated industries, especially in the South, right? It's kind of like church.
Yeah.
And so, in the black funeral home industry, in the predominantly white funeral home industry, there's been a lot of consolidation. So a lot of corporations have come in and bought all of them up.
Right.
That business model hasn't worked in the black industry.
Right.
But we grieve different. It's a different culture.
Yeah.
And the corporates haven't been able to figure that out.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, well, how do we?
Yeah.
If our business has been there 100 years, how do we survive this thing another 100 years?
Yeah.
So then I had to start studying the corporate model. See what's coming.
Yeah,
like,
you saw what things going.
So then I'm like, all right.
You saw what things going.
That or leverage it, what do we want to do?
Right. So basically, you saw what things going and where things could go.
That's
so you're like, listen, let me do, take a leap of faith and kind of put things on a divine timeline instead of fate. Let me run on a destiny timeline instead of fate and doom. Like, this is what it could go wrong. Let me get into it and start, like you said, scaling and branching out. And so that's what you're doing now, as far as like you're investing in new companies, basically new funeral homes,
where you can
broadening
service, right?
Right.
Kind of like Chick-fil-A. I know they're known for chicken sandwiches, but they probably know a lot for service too.
Yeah.
Very nice to hire a certain type of personality.
Yeah.
In the black funeral home industry, man, you gotta have personality.
Right.
And you gotta serve.
Right.
And these are people who normally in life were never served. Like one of the biggest rewards is we're able to honor people who typically their whole life weren't honored.
Right.
Right. So I'm like, man, they would never elect the president, but we're gonna give them a presidential service today.
Yes,
right?
yes,
so
I like that.
Pride in the culture in elevating it, but still making it where it's still a business and can survive.
Yeah.
So that we don't compromise our culture.
Exactly.
When corporate come in and they don't really understand
it's kind of like what I'm doing with these interviews.
Yeah.
I want people to feel, I want to put you on your pedestal and give you your flowers. Even though you're not a celebrity or known,
right.
You're like an everyday walking person, but you're an important person, the way you handling things out here. And that's why I want to, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to put you on your presidential, your celebrity status today, giving you your interview, you know what I'm saying? And giving you your flowers, you know what I'm saying? Because I understand what you're saying. You're looking to be, in shortest, simpler terms, kind of like the Chick-fil-A of the funeral services. Not just trying to take someone's money because someone died just being like, that's it. No, you're putting some TLC in this investment game, in this funeral business that you have going on. Some tender, loving care.
Yeah. As Baby would say, we're trying to put some respect on their name, right? So
put some respect.
Grandkids know, hey, they looked at their last name different after that service. Like,
that's what's up, man.
They get pride and say, all right, I too can be something. I want to be something.
That's what's up, man.
You gotta see the respect.
That's what's up. You impacting the community in your way. So
Correct.
you're growing. You looking to grow all over the country, however it can be.
Yeah, but not same, right? It's not gonna be It don't have to be our brand.
Right.
Someone else's brand. We just trying to preserve business, service, and value.
Right.
Like,
let me put some gas money in your business, and let me help you put the love in it. Put the divine love in it.
And make it work. Right.
And make it work.
We can still have elaborate funerals and service. That's how our culture celebrates life. So we can still do that, and it still makes sense from a business perspective.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. This was one of the best interviews right here, man. What's your name again? I'm sorry.
Chris.
Yeah. Man, nice to meet you, man. I'm gonna see you up here on 14th Street. You might catch my man at Whole Foods or something like that, man. Hey, thank you for sharing your story, man. I appreciate it. Oh, I forgot the last question.
Yo.
So, what is your current fight right now? What is your current learn right now? What are you trying to master in real time in your life at this stage?
What the next 10 years gonna look like? Like what? I mean, literally, I'm trying to learn Bitcoin. Like, is this the new move? Like, what's the effect of AI? Like, what's happening, right? Like,
that's what's up.
Is this war gonna affect us? Like, so we're just trying to figure out, all right, how do you survive the storm? Is it a storm or is it right? So,
your mind is open. You're thinking outside the box. You're looking at everything.
Angles,
you're looking at everything. I can tell from hearing your story and how your mind works and how you do things. Yeah. You're maintaining your business and you're looking at all other factors too.
Yeah.
So you're just trying to keep an open mind and keep maintaining. You would say.
What's really happening?
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, man. Oh, I forgot. My show wouldn't be "What are you doing?" if I didn't get in your business a little bit, man. What you doing? Where you going at right now? What you got going on? Well, you got something lined up? What you doing, man?
Oh man, right now I'm about to go work out.
Yeah.
And then 5 to 6 is kind of like my break.
Yeah.
I get back on. So this like my lunch.
Mm.
I work a day. Well, most people whole day. That's my half day. I take a break, then I come back. So I'm gonna grind again from like 7:38 to.
Oh, you gonna come back to the building?
Working.
Oh, okay.
Right? Ain't no shortcuts, bro.
You got stuff to look over.
You gotta put in the time.
I like that, man. Appreciate you, Chris. This was one of them good ones, man. You signing off. Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Much love.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, man.